Hello and welcome to my weekly forward look video, and it seems rather surreal to be producing this video at a time when we've just had the shocking news that the Prime Minister is in intensive care in St Thomas's hospital, just showing how we cannot be remotely complacent or take our foot off the pedal in dealing with this terrible disease which is affecting so many. Our thoughts and prayers are obviously with the Prime Minister and his family, but with all those who are suffering the effects of this terrible pandemic. Now, I guess many of us are working from home. We've all had to master how on earth we deal with the likes of Zoom, Skype, House Party and various other gizmos. I've been holding weekly conference calls with all manner of groups, the head of the hospital, Sussex Police, the Sussex Resilience Forum. I did a Q&A with local businesses. I had a conference call with the clergy, dealing with the county council, and daily calls with ministers and other MPs. And yesterday the Home Affairs Select Committee held its first virtual witness session. We had 4 chief constables from around the country and other senior police officers being examined on how they are coping with the coronavirus crisis, and some really useful information came out of that. They are coping well, as I know we are in Sussex as well, and the police do need our support. There have been some high-profile criticism of the police trying to do their job, just carrying out the legislation which we have passed. They are doing their job, they're acting in everybody's best interest. That's why it's in all of our interest to continue to stay at home just as much as you possibly can. Now, Parliament is due to return on the 21st of April. I don't know what form that is going to be in, probably in some virtual form, but we have important legislation to pass in the Finance Bill to give weight to the budget measures announced by Rishi Sunak. And of course it's important that we continue to scrutinise the government's use of the emergency legislation which went through before Parliament broke. Now, not surprisingly, I'm still receiving a very large quantity of emails and posts on social media from many constituents, many businesses who want interpretation of the very comprehensive support package announced by the Treasury. And I'm aware that there are some businesses which still fall between various definitions, certainly within those self-employed people. If they pay themselves through dividends and other forms of non-conventional payment, then there is further work still to be done. We've passed all those details on to ministers, and also a number of people are between jobs where they aren't covered by the 28th of February criteria. So I'm aware of all these issues. We're passing them on to ministers to try and get greater flexibility, which we have in many cases. My latest challenge has been about whether zookeepers count as essential workers as well. I've got one constituent who needs clarification on that one as well. Now, my conversation with Worthing Hospital and the many medical staff I've seen when we were running Shopital, our hospital is coping remarkably well, as you would expect. They're not at full capacity. They've been working very closely with the County Council. They've freed up a lot of beds where people can be medically discharged and need to be given proper support care packages back in care homes and in the community. That has happened. Thank you particularly to the many local businesses which have stepped forward and want to do their bit for the NHS, and in particular Parafix, the Lancing plastic firm, which has now converted its production lines and is producing 20,000 plastic visors a day for use in Worthing Hospital and other parts of the NHS. Really crucial supplies, and I'm really grateful for that. And the County Council is facing a lot of challenges with making sure that elderly, vulnerable people can be looked after effectively and safely in their own homes rather than have to go into hospital. And we've had a lot of challenges around the provision of PPE, private protection equipment, which we've got a lot of in hospital, but we need more of in care homes and those people who go in domiciliary care to provide support for people in their homes as well. The schools have coped well. Some are remaining open for key workers' children over Easter, and the new free school meal voucher system started this week too. And I know there have been some complaints about the standard of some of the food boxes which have been delivered, and again that is being tackled. And I will pay tribute to the Benefits Office in Worthing, which is dealing with a huge increase in demand, not surprisingly, but they are coping well. Just be patient. Everyone is absolutely doing their best. And of course the volunteering effort. I know many hundreds of people have come forward to offer their services with shopping, looking out for vulnerable people, by the odd call, helping deliver prescriptions. Now, if you've got a setup already in your street, looking after close neighbours and friends, great, carry on with that. If you're part of the coronavirus support groups that have set up that are working well, that's great. But the whole volunteering effort is now importantly being handled through Worthing Ada Councils, through Tina Favia and her team there, to make sure that we are maximising everybody's effort and we're doing it in the safest possible way. So if you need help, that you are stranded, you need important supplies and shopping, you can register on the Ada Worthing website under the community hubs, and if you want to offer your services as a volunteer, you can register there too. And also I've been getting quite a lot of queries about when it's permissible to go out. A lot of people have been trying to push the boundaries a bit, and no, it's not permissible to go out fishing or to go and collect a car from a garage at the other end of the country. The default position is very clearly you need to stay at home unless it's essential to go out for things like shopping and a reasonable exercise, and that doesn't have to be at a beauty spot or all on the same point in Shore and Beach. So please use some common sense. It is working. This is going to be a long haul. It needs everybody to do their bit and to support the NHS, and the best way of doing that is by staying at home and looking out for others. So stay safe, everybody. Continue to look at my website where there's an enormous amount of information I'm putting there. Please be patient with all those agencies and people in public service who are trying to do their bit in these difficult times. But we will come through this, and we will come through it stronger. But in the meantime, everybody keep safe.